Logan, before getting into your outing, can you just kind of sum up what you saw from Julio out there, especially in the huge inning that he had defensively for you guys?
Oh, yeah. Thank God for Julio. I mean, what he does out there, it's unbelievable. And we kind of come to expect that level of play, but I'm still somewhat surprised, too, because I don't know if other people make the kind of plays that he's making.
What's going through your head as it's off the bat, in the gap, especially to the deepest point of the ballpark?
I mean, I knew they hit a few pretty good, mostly just hoping it stayed in the park, and if it did, kind of feeling like Julio would be there, just because I've seen it before. So if it stays in the park, he has a good chance of getting there no matter what. That says a lot.
How do you feel after 4 starts? I mean, you're getting the results, all the work you put in this offseason, to just kind of see where you're at through 4 outings so far this year.
I feel pretty good. It's nice to get the series win. That's huge. I feel like we're headed in the right direction right now, and everybody's clicking at the same time on days like today, so everybody's playing their part. I feel pretty good. I think I'm getting ahead well, mixing it up. Feel like all my pitches are there. I don't feel like I'm, at least tonight, wasn't like super crisp, but my pitches I think were good enough to get outs, get strikeouts when I need it, stuff like that. So main thing's getting ahead.
Logan, your teammates hate it when the roof is open, but the roof's open, it's chilly, the wind's swirling. Do you think to yourself I know you're a Florida kid, when you walk out, like, this is a night to pitch? I mean, because it's like.
It crossed my mind.
Yeah, I was going to say. Because do you like it? I mean, you've gotten used to it, obviously.
Yeah, it's nice. I hear sometimes what the hitting side says, but I'll take it. I like pitching here. It kind of gives me a little more freedom, too, to just attack the zone, and especially with not many guys on base, just making them swing it, even if they hit it hard, Like I said, we got Julio out there.
I mean, if they're going to hit it out, they really have got to hit it hard. I mean, in these kind of conditions.
Yeah, for sure. It's tough to hit here, and solo shots usually aren't going to kill you. So they definitely hit a few hard, but luckily went 2 people.
We've talked about the diversification of your pitch mix, but working with Cal, how have you seen him kind of absorb that and be able to call that effectively to kind of mix it as you're going through each and every outing?
Yeah, I think he does a really, really good job, and it doesn't get a ton of notice just because that's part of the job. But even sometimes I wasn't thinking what he was thinking at the time, and then he calls it, and I'm like, actually, yeah, that does make sense here. So I think he reads hitters really well, their swings, their approaches, does a ton of work before the game, so he usually knows better than I do. Usually we don't have too many issues or problems.
Tonight you didn't have an at-bat that went over 7 pitches with any single batter. What have these new pitches given you to just kind of be able to put away hitters more quickly? Yeah,
I think, the cutter, I've been getting a few first pitch or second pitch outs on it, or if I get in a bind, like behind in the count, it can kind of get me out of it without having to make 3 swing and miss pitches. If I'm behind, I could throw 1 good cutter and hopefully get off the barrel. But if I get the slider down, splitter's feeling good, then I feel like there's a wide enough array of pitches that they don't really know what's coming, as long as we mix pretty well, and it gives me a lot more freedom.
I didn't get to ask you this because you're starting today, but George said he switched to kind of your grip with his slider. Did you offer any advice, or is it just one of those George things where he goes and does it and takes it into a game?
I'm usually the one changing all kinds of grips in the season, so I don't know. He's kind of stealing my thing, but we did talk about it. I told him what I'd do, or different, like if you want to do more velo or more depth on the pitch, kind of like how I change that. But he's using the grip. I think he got a curveball depth on it at 85, 86, which is really impressive. It's slightly different than the way I use mine, but the same grip. So we were talking through stuff like that, how to get the depth, how to keep it straight with velo, that kind of stuff.
Is it just a finger adjustment on the seam, or what is he?
How far up you ride the seam, and then I put my thumb on the side, but I don't think he's doing that. That's helping him get more depth. He has crazy feel for how to manipulate the ball already, so it took him 1 bullpen to figure it out. It took me 2 years.
How much do you hate him for that?
I can't say that here. No. It's impressive. He's fun to work alongside, and it fires me up when he does so well, because we're all competitive in a good way, so very thankful to have him here.
Okay, I know you don't like it, but the walk you issued it. You guys have run 35 straight innings as a staff without walking a guy. I mean, what does that say about what your guys' mentality is on the mound?
I was told right after.
Okay.
I was the reason. Yeah.
Who told you that? Was that the catcher or was it the pitching coach?
That was pitching coach.
Okay.
It just speaks to what we do here, and also I think the way that people bought in, because anybody can say dominate the zone, attack, win 0-0, stuff like that, but there's a lot of buy-in here, and I think it comes from some of the success we've seen with guys that come in our system, especially bullpen guys that buy in, adopt it, and as a staff we usually do pretty well.
Series win. They've been hard to come by, so we'll take that. Interesting ball game. All kinds of stuff out there. Starting with Logan again, continues to throw the ball just outstanding. Thought was really in control of the game tonight. Maybe not as the crispest stuff we've seen him have as far as fastball velocity and whatnot, but him manipulating through lineups, working all his pitches in. Great to see, and he gets almost through the seventh there, and then the game got real interesting after that. But what a game by Julio. What he did defensively tonight, obviously a couple hits offensively, but defensively tonight won the game for us, in my opinion. He's running balls down in right center gap, left center gap, and then the throw to make the final out there in the seventh inning. Unbelievable play. When it comes out of his hand, I think all of us are yelling second base, because you don't want the go-ahead run to get into scoring position. But great play, great tag by Rojas. Get out of the inning. Fortunate enough for us, they didn't score that run, and then just enough at the end with Sauce coming in to pick up Stanek there after the crazy play at first base. So a lot of good things again offensively tonight. Again in the run column, you'd like to score a few more. We had a lot of chances tonight with runners in scoring position, but chances were there. A lot of traffic, a lot of good at bats. We took some walks again tonight. Again, a few too many strikeouts, but we'll take it. Clase chipping in. Big hit getting us on the board there, and nice to see JP and Julio getting a couple hits as well, along with Haniger keeps on rolling. So, again, get a chance to sweep the series tomorrow. It won't be easy, but we're hopefully get on a little roll here. Just more consistent offensively is what excites me. Able to get their starter out again tonight, put a ton of pitches on him, and get him out of the game early, which is a good thing. That's what you need to do to be a good offensive club. You got to keep the pressure on. Got the pitch count up on him, and it paid off for us tonight. So. Nice win. I'll take any questions.
Julio, he's had a few of his struggles at the plate, but just how consistent has he been with the glove through the first few seasons?
It's been awesome to watch. I know he's got a goal of getting gold on his glove. Not easy to do. There's some good center fielders in this league, but have nights like tonight. I know they have the stat, the defensive runs saved. I don't know how many runs he saved tonight, but it seemed like 4 or 5 of them to me. So heck of a game. With the range he shows out there, his closing speed, when you're down on the field and you can see the ball in the air and it's just hanging there, and him closing on it, it's pretty cool to watch. And again, the throw, it's one thing to track it down. It's another thing. He's got all the tools, and then following up with that throw tonight, a big part in the game was just huge.
Sky, your hitters, Green had the electric fastball going, but just like you said, made him work. I guess if you're going to make outs, you want him to throw a lot of pitches when you make the out.
You do, and even though we weren't doing a lot as far as hits concerned, the pitches were bouncing, and we're going to have a good chance if we can get him out of there the 4th or 5th inning, and we were able to do that. He's got an electric fastball. He really does. The ball jumps out of his hand, but we work counts. We got deep in counts. Didn't always go in our favor, because we did have some strikeouts again tonight, but we did what we needed to do to get him out of the game and win the ball game.
What does that say that they've been able to do that the last 2 days, that they're staying patient even if they're not getting paid off with that?
Yeah, I think, a lot of it is the matchup-wise, too. The Reds have, they've got power arms, and they have guys that get after it and throw the snot out of the ball. The command sometimes can get away from them. So, you're looking at matchups, how to approach different series. This is a series where you do have to shrink the strike zone and be patient and make them throw some pitches. And we've been able to do that so far. Not all the time, not as consistent as we would like, but the thing that excites me is we're getting that right from the first inning on, which does then mount the pitch count and get him out of the game early, it's so important in this game. I keep talking about it all the time. If you can get in that bullpen early, things will open up for you.
What did you and Biss see on that play that you challenged there at the end, and how's Stanek doing after that?
Well, it was a funky play. First of all, he didn't break right away. That's what made it awkward at first. I think he just assumed Ty was going to pick that ball and step on first. It didn't happen. So then he tried to make a real athletic play, and I thought he almost got him. Obviously, he didn't. So, pitchers, they are tremendous athletes. We all know that. And when they dive like that and things get out of whack, my feeling is it'll probably be a little bit sore tomorrow. That's not a usual play for Ryan Stanek. But I give him a ton of credit. Get back on the mound. He wanted to finish the game off. Just thought we were at there in the ball game. Let's go with the matchup. Make them pull somebody off the bench versus Martini, who'd already singled off Munoz. And Sauce did a great job. Sauce pitched last night. He'd won 7 or 8 days without pitching before that, just because teams we were playing, it didn't really offer great opportunities for our left-handers. But he's been ready to go. Sauce is going to throw strikes. He's going to change speeds. They're going to hit the ball. He punched him out last night, but they're going to put the ball in play, and we just got to make play. And I tip my cap to him. Great job tonight.
Scott, when Logan issued the walk in the 7th, that was, you guys had gone like 35 straight innings without issuing a walk. I mean, how much does that please you to see to go that much without walking guys?
Well, it's who we are. It is our identity. Controlling the strike zone on the mound. We've got to do better at the plate, but on the mound we have been awesome at that. And I didn't want to talk about it. Rick Riz brought it up in the pregame show today, and I tapped the bench as quick as I could and didn't want to talk about it, didn't answer the question because I am a little superstitious on that. But Logan did an awesome job. I think the last batter he faced is the guy he walked. But our guys have been awesome. They go after it. They attack the strike zone. They have great stuff, and they're not afraid. And I think that's the big thing in this league is you have to stay on the attack, and our guys do a tremendous job with that.
In general, how would you summarize Logan's first 4 starts this year at Caps that you've seen?
I can't say it surprises me. I'm not surprised by it. With Logan's preparation, spending a little time with him this offseason, seeing where he was at in spring training, he's always trying to get better. And for me, that's the epitome of what we're about. You hear me talk about it all the time. It doesn't matter, just get better. And that is Logan Gilbert. He's going to find a way to continue to get better, whether it's add a new pitch, get more consistent in the strike zone, quicken up his delivery to the plate so he's not as easy to steal bases on. All the little things you need to do to be a top-end starter in this league, Logan's willing to do it. He's willing to put the time and energy in to get better, even when it's uncomfortable. That's a credit to him, and it says a lot about the person he is and the pitcher that we have.
Scott, with the cutter you talked about it pregame, what did you like from how he used it tonight? I know you had like a set number of times you'd like him to use it, but how'd you like how he deployed it tonight?
Yeah, I thought he did get some outs on it. It's usually a pitch he likes to use early in count. He used it later in the count tonight a couple times, and it was very effective there. It's just something a little bit different. It's the in-between pitch, between the fastball and the slider. It's just got a little bit late movement just to get off the barrel or to get the swing and miss. But, again, I thought he used it about the right amount tonight. Just don't want to fall too in love with it. Don't want to see 25 of them because I think it takes away from his other pitches at that point.
Controlling the running game against this team in particular, I guess the best defense is keeping them off the bases, but you've had some success in that, it looks like.
We have. Part of it is they came into this series, they were walking a ton, and we could not give up any free bases there, so they don't have many opportunities. But I thought J.P. Crawford, awesome tag at the play at second base on Fraley tonight. They're still going to steal. They're still going to be aggressive. That's who they are. That is part of their identity, but our guys have done a good job so far holding them down, and one more game tomorrow and see if we can take care of business there. Thanks.
Shoes.